Hi everyone, this is Kavita with the Enlightened Heart, and today I wanted to talk to you about your shadow side and explain what that is and give you some reasons that I'm talking about that right now. So, our shadow side is the part of ourselves that is in existence, but we often don't want to acknowledge that is present in ourselves. So, the way that you can recognize this is when you look at another person's behavior and maybe you have the judgment of, I cannot believe they did that. I would never do that. And so that shadow side, especially if someone's actions are very triggering for you, is that shadow side is present in all of us. And so we all have the capability of engaging in behaviors that we think that we may not be capable of, or we think that we would never do. Okay. And so this shadow side can, if we pretend is not there and that we're not capable of it, we can become judgmental, highly judgmental of others, increase the separation, which, as we know, is something that is already happening. There is enough division around us. So then, that just increases that. So now, acknowledging the shadow side can look something like, instead of I would never do that, in trying to empathize, not sympathize with someone. You don't have to feel sorry for them, but empathy is more of like an understanding of that the person is coming from a different place than you are, and that they are engaging in life with the tools that they have, with the mindset that they have, and the upbringing that they have. And so then you're looking at them and judging them is not helping. So instead, looking and saying, they are doing this just like me. Okay, so what would that look like? So someone cuts, I'm going to use a simple example, not something intense or anything, but the days when we used to drive around a lot, if you are cut off in traffic, for instance, you can honk at the person and you can get really angry and say like, I can't believe they don't know how to drive. They don't know what they're doing. Why are they driving? Or of course, other things that you may say. But instead, after that happens, taking a breath and acknowledging that you, as a driver, most likely have done something similar to that, maybe by accident or on purpose, who knows, right? And that if you haven't, that you are capable of doing something like that. And so they are cutting you off in traffic and they are not thinking about how it's impacting you. So that's where the just like me comes in. So what that action brings up, what is the emotion? So the cutting off on from traffic is not about the fact that you got cut off in traffic. It's about that it made you angry because that person was inconsiderate, right? And they only were thinking about themselves. They did not care about the impact on you, or even if they did care, whatever was going on for them was more important. Okay, so that's where the just like you comes in, and that's where the shadow side is. Because we are all capable of taking action in a way or doing something in a way that doesn't take another person into account, that doesn't really, even though we may consider it, we still take that action because what our goals are or what we want in our lives or what we need to accomplish in that moment feels much more important. Okay, and so the more we can acknowledge that shadow side and what we are truly capable of, the more peace we can have, the less angry you can feel, and the more accepting of life as it is right now. Because the holding on to the contraction, the I'm not like these people and everybody else is different than me, and the separation, that's not serving. That's not helping, and it's just not true. So that's my tip. I would love for you to try something like just like me in your shadow side, and reach out if you need support with that. And so I also have my free guide, if you haven't received it, on overcoming overwhelm as a highly sensitive person or empath. And that's available on my website, theenlightenedheart.pro. So I look forward to seeing you again, and I hope this was helpful. Take care of yourself.